Imagine Sheikh Gumi renewing his call for negotiation with Boko Haram. Quite disappointing. Listen to him as he even say that it's better children are being kidnapped than for American government to come and ransack Nigerian communities and possibly decimate bandits, terrorists, as we have it. I must say that this is unacceptable, because I think what is happening is clearly showing the intention of these sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. And this is what is happening. I've actually laid credence to the position of that retired military intelligence officer who made it very clear that the intention of those who sponsor terrorism in Nigeria is to Islamize this country. Because you begin to wonder, I begin to ask, whose interest is it that bandits should not be bombed, that bandits should not be decimated, that Fulani militias should not be killed? Whose interest is it? Because we have all agreed before now that the government need to eliminate, neutralize the lives of Toji Bello, Ada Aleru, and all the bandits who are hibernating in the forest, in the bushes, wreaking havoc in different parts of the country. And I want to say that if these bandits are decimated, killed, neutralized, as the case may be, it is for the overall interest of every Nigerian, of every faith. Because what is happening in parts of Zamfara, Katsina, Kwara is disturbing to the extent that Nigerians have been yearning for solution. I want to say that what the American government call, of course, Islamic terrorists is the same thing with what we call Fulani militias in Nigeria. Because the same people, group of people who are wreaking havoc in Zamfara, Katsina, Kwara, the same group of people who wreak havoc in some part of Plateau, in some part of course, Benue. So the question I'm asking is, whose interest is it that Boko Haram members should not be killed? I think perhaps the reason Sheikh Gumi is taking this route is because he has seen that if America eventually comes to fight these bandits, that the politics of do not use military might against them, he can no longer play it. But listen to him and hear directly from him, because for me, it is worrisome seeing a Sheikh Gumi speaking in this manner. But just hear from him. We'll come back to further this conversation.
But kidnapping children from school is less evil than going into a town and ransack it. Before, we are getting death by hundreds, going into town, kill anybody, children. So now they are taking children safely. So I think we are almost reaching the climax of negotiation, and preaching to them will encompass all of them so that we have permanent peace. This is what we hope, and this is what we are aspiring for.
So your own belief now is that kidnapping students is way better than ransacking a community. Is that what you're saying? I just want to get that right. Sheikh Gumi, can you?
Yes, it's a lesser evil. You see, now they are very careful about human lives. They are becoming careful about human lives. So before, is the mission is to go into a town in which they are having problems with them and ransack it and kill everybody. So I think the initiative, the preaching is working, and we are coming to an end of this banditry.
So, I haven't heard from him. The question is, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong in decimating bandits. There's nothing wrong in neutralizing bandits. Because Fulani militia of Nigerian extraction have been proven by global terrorism desks as the fourth most deadliest terrorist organization in the world. So why should somebody be making case for bandits? That is why at some point, you begin to wonder, begin to ask, how did you come together as a people, as a country? You begin to wonder, begin to ask, is it not even good and better we part ways? So that those who want to have Fulani militias, terrorists as their neighbor can do so. Because what is happening is no longer restricted to the northern part of the country alone. Currently, it is already taking its root in the southern part of the country. And let me make this very clear. American government never said they were going to fight Nigerian government. They never said they were against the Nigerian government. So the wrong narrative some people are pushing is trying to make it to get the buy-in of Nigerians. Because what they simply said is they are coming for Islamic terrorists. And as far as I'm concerned, those terrorists do not mean well for anybody. I was thinking that everybody will be happy that the lives of Ada Aleru, the lives of Akwashi, the lives of Toji Bello will be taken out. But surprisingly, we are seeing people rising in defense of terrorism. As far as I'm concerned, it makes sense for Nigerian government to synergize with American government. Because one, they have the expertise, they have the technology that is needed to address this insecurity. We cannot continue in this manner. A situation where terrorists, bandits, Fulani militias are already turning as celebrities in the north. Coming out from their enclaves, from their hiding places, from the bushes, from the forests, fully armed, coming to a negotiation table. So does it mean most of these northern elements are comfortable with that situation where people are being killed in their numbers? Because this time around, it's not just a case of whether Plateau or even maybe Southern Kaduna or Benue State, as the case may be. We are talking about holistically. Because if you go and ask people from Kwara State, they will tell you clearly that the banditry they are witnessing, that these Fulanis, that they are coming from different parts of the country to join their colleagues who are on ground to wreak havoc, to disally people. And when it happens in Plateau, they equally tell you that they had intel how their fellow Fulani militias join them from other parts of the country, even from other parts of the world, other parts of African country, to do the heinous crime of disalifing people. So I want to say clearly that the best option is for Nigerian government to synergize with American government, not just American government, any foreign partner that have the competence to help us to address this. Because the impression they created before now is that the government is doing everything within its power to fight insurgency, but that they have not been able to totally address it. So whose interest is Sheikh Gumi serving? I think Sheikh Gumi have to come clean on this. Whose interest is he serving? By making it clear that it's better people are kidnapped than American government coming here to ransack villages. And in the first instance, the statement that came from the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, never said they were coming to ransack villages. I think what he said is very clear. That they are coming for the Islamic terrorists. And from our understanding, as a Nigerian, what America call Islamic terrorists is the same thing with Fulani militias. It's the same thing with what they call bandits. It's the same thing with what they call Ansari terrorist group. It's the same thing with what they call ISWAP. It's the same thing with what they call Boko Haram. And these people have been killing, maiming, raping every faith in Nigeria. They have written cut across every faith. So the question is, why will somebody advocate that they should not be decimated? That is where I'm saying that there's every need for the president to give nod to state police, so that let every state get what it takes to police its state, so that those who want to have Fulani militias, Boko Haram members, and Saudi terrorist members as their neighbors, as their housemates, roommates, can go ahead to do that. Then those who want them out of their states can equally do that. As far as I'm concerned, these are criminals. These are people who have no value for human life, as can be clearly seen in different areas where their activities is high. If you look at what is happening in Zamfara State, what is happening in Katsina State of late, where they come out boldly, fully armed, to negotiating table with localities, with the locals. Even though recently the governor of Katsina State said the state is not involved in any form of negotiation. But the question is, if you can clearly see bandits coming out from the bushes, from the forest, as the case may be, to engage with people in your own states, where you are supposed to be the governor and the chief security officer of the state. The question is, who now owns the sovereignty of the state? Because after the negotiation, they equally go back to their abodes, to their enclaves, as the case may be, with their arms. So it's going to show that they are already sharing monopoly currency power with the government. And they are coming from a point of strength because nobody is collecting their arms. So the question is, how long do we continue in this trajectory? Because the more you leave them, you allow the terrorism to fester, the more powerful they become, because the more they kidnap, the more that some people pay, the more strength they get in terms of financial strength, and the more they gather money, the more they buy weapon and all of that. It is of recent, we even learned from the governor of Borno State, Babagana Sulu, that Boko Haram is already deploying drone to fight the military. So if you are going to these sorry states where Boko Haram is already using drone to fight the military, I would still saying that it makes sense to ask American government to stay away. More so, as American government have not said they are fighting Nigerian government, I think that emphasis should be stressed. They never said they are fighting Nigerian government. What they merely said is that they are coming for Islamic terrorists. Meaning they are coming for Fulani militias. They are coming for Boko Haram. They are coming for ISWAP members. They are coming for Ansari terrorist organization members. So why do we not say they should not come? As far as I'm concerned, the government that owes its responsibility to protect lives and property of Nigerians have to do that. And now that they have seen an opportunity to police the lives and properties of Nigerians, I want to believe that the government should look at a possible way of synergizing with American government. Because if you even catch a man back, you recall that even Kau Baraje the other time made it clear how they brought in Fulani militaries to remove a Jonathan from office. And now that it's clear that American government wants to come and assist, look at the politics on ground. But at this point, let me say a very big thank you for your time. This is Settle Media, and I'm Mr. Matu.